Family movie night just got easier with Fandango. Reserve seats in advance, skip the lines, and even cancel if plans change. Plus, with Fandango's fan club, save on every trip to the movies. Want to stay in? With Fandango at home, you can stream your family favorites right from the couch. Whether it's a weekend outing or a cozy night in, Fandango makes movie magic simple for the whole family. Download the Fandango and Fandango at Home app today.
Whenever I need to send roses that are guaranteed to make someone's day, the only place I trust is 1-800-Flowers.com. With 1-800-Flowers, my friends and family always receive stunning, high-quality bouquets that they absolutely love. Right now, when you buy a dozen multicolored roses, 1-800-Flowers will double your bouquet to 2 dozen roses. To claim this special double roses offer, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/WWO.
Ah, motherhood. 1 minute, you're mom of the year.
I love you, Mommy.
Then the next, not so much. From bath time to bullying, from potty training to puberty, parenting is full of challenges. But one thing is for certain, you are not alone. Welcome to Modern Mom Probs. I'm your host, author, mother, parenting expert, Tara Clark. Join me while we tackle today's modern mom problems. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Modern Mom Probs, where we're trying to solve the world's modern mom problems. And if we can't do that, hey, at least we're having fun talking about them. And today we are absolutely going to be having a lot of fun. I am welcoming my friend Daniella Rabbani. She is the host of the Mom Curious podcast. She's also a super talented actress and singer. I was on her pod a few weeks ago, and we had so much fun chatting about all things motherhood. So I was like, I want to keep this conversation going. Come on to my pod. We're going to keep it going. We're going to be talking about connection, community, staying curious, all of those things. And if I were to have to say, what is the one mom problem we're talking about today? I would probably say community. I think that's such an important thing. And I know what we've spoken about this a lot on the show, but I cannot underestimate, or I can't emphasize enough. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for moms and parents to have a sense of community. I adore Daniella, and you're going to too. So without further ado, Daniella, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being on my show and for being my friend. I loved it.
Thank you for being my friend. We had so much fun on your show that I was like, we need to keep this going. We just have to keep this conversation happening forever and always.
Yes, please. I wish we lived closer. People think that New Jersey and Brooklyn would be close, like we'd be hanging out, but no, we have to hop on the internet to make that happen.
Yeah, no, we do. People think that a lot. They're like, oh, but that's all New York City. And you're like, do you have any idea how far that is in actual reality?
But for a mom, busy mom, really far. I can maybe get to the coffee shop close to my kids' drop off and pick up. But I told you that my brother lives around the corner from you, and still, you
don't get a chance to see him all the time. No, when people tell me about events that are happening in Brooklyn, I'm like, oh, come on, Brooklyn. It's so far.
People do. I will say that as much shade as New Jersey gets, Brooklyn also gets a lot of shade, a lot. Yeah. I had friends come in from Manhattan and they made the biggest deal. And to their credit, when I was younger, before I moved, when I moved from the West Village to Brooklyn, I thought, oh my gosh, my life is over. I am not living in Manhattan. And I guess I'm a mom now. I'm a retired mom. And I would make fun of the music. When I would have to do rehearsals in Brooklyn, I would make fun of the musicians for being oh, so you're losers, I guess. But it turns out Brooklyn is great.
Brooklyn is amazing. You guys have the most amazing restaurants. And I got to say, most artists I know actually live in Brooklyn. They're living in Greenpoint. They're living in Bushwick. That's where all the super creative people live.
A lot of celebrities live in my neighborhood, actually. And it's a really weird thing to send your kid to preschool with like a movie star. I would get really weird in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will have crust in my eye, and you look like that all the time. Yes. This is hard for me. So anyway, Brooklyn's all right. I'm just saying, cool. Brooklyn and New Jersey, do we get a lot of shade?
We do.
A lot of shade. I'm just setting the record straight. We're all right.
We're okay. You know what? We have nice little lives. We're living our lives here in the suburbs. I don't know if I would necessarily. Brooklyn's kind of like the suburbs-ish. Suburbs light. Depends where. Yeah, like certain parts are super suburban.
It can feel suburban. And then I go to Jersey and I'm like, oh, actually, this is a totally different lifestyle. And then you think, and then you go to like, I don't know, Florida, Texas. You're like, oh, people be living different.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I had a friend who recently, she's from Florida. She asked me like, oh, do you drive? And I was like, I live in New Jersey in the suburb, like properly in the suburbs. And I was like, yeah, no, I have to drive. I do drive. I actually, I have no choice.
I don't drive. And that's part of the reason why I live in Brooklyn is because like we use public transport.
You don't have to. Well, I never drove when I was in the city. I probably didn't drive for 10 years when I was living in the city. Like I grew up driving in New Jersey and then in college. And then I didn't drive living in Manhattan. And then back to Jersey, I drove again.
I just had a panic attack that I have to pick up my kid from school in the middle of our chat. Is that true? This is a modern mom prob. I'm texting my husband who knows better than me.
Yeah, it is.
This is a modern mom prob. I don't have to pick up Paz. Have to pick up Paz at 3:20. Do I? That's okay. We still have time. I'm sweating.
We do. No, we do. We're going to do this. Okay. No, so you have a podcast.
Just for the record, I don't think I have to.
You might. I don't know. I mean, you know what? I actually do have to pick up my kid at 3:15. So there's that.
So we're fine.
So don't even sweat it, babe. No, I do have to pick up my kid at 3:15. So yes. Hashtag mom problems.
I just want to say to whoever is listening, if I just made you feel anxious, I'm so sorry. All my pores just went, I'm sweating profusely.
You could like feel it in your armpits, like, automatically.
Like, have you ever experienced such a thing where in the middle of a meeting, you're like, I have to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, all the time. No. We're going to be good. I promise. I will keep you on time like you can't imagine.
Oh, look, it goes. No, we have the babysitter is booked. I really was like, I wasn't sure if Tuesdays we have our babysitter.
Yeah.
We're great. We're great. We're good.
He's the best. He's a
Actually,
keeper.
I will say that Dan is the best. And sometimes I feel a little out of the loop when like moms complain about the dads in their life. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, really?
My husband's awesome. Yeah, he's really good too.
Yeah, I think maybe like also that conversation that was had, I don't know, maybe it was like during COVID and after where like everyone was like bashing their husbands. Yeah, in earnest, he's amazing. Like he knows our kids' schedule better. He's way more type A. He's the guy with the snacks and the.
I love it.
He doesn't pack a good lunch, but he could pack a lunch.
Hey, that's important. No, kudos to Dan. I appreciate that so much. Sam is very, very good too. He is like such an amazing partner. Like we play off each other really well. For if one person doesn't do something like that, then the other person picks up. And so we're an awesome team. So kudos to the husbands that are out there holding it down.
Yeah, I think that's like a huge part of being a good parent is if you are in a partnership.
Right. Exactly.
Having like a solid partnership. And even if you're co-parenting or whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge part of parenthood. Wow. That was
No, it is.
That was some real-time shit.
No, it actually happens. Like I'm sweaty still just thinking about it. That panic that hits where like, oh my gosh, do I have to go get the kids? What time is it? Where are we?
You know what I think that is? I think like, I don't know. I have two wonderful parents who were always there for me, and they were late to pick up. And it was like the most awful feeling.
It's a terrible feeling.
I'm usually late to drop off.
Because it's hard to get up and out in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, but also Dan does drop off because he's like, you literally can't be late. Like, that's not a thing that you can do. And I'm like, I don't know why.
It's not an option.
Why? They're kids. Who cares? But for pickup, I'm rarely ever late. I must, my bones remember, like, like being the last person at the, I mean, I don't even know if it happened a lot, but it was so impactful.
Even if it happened one time and it still sits with you and your body remembers.
So anyway, my body remembers so much. I could be like in the middle of a really nice conversation with you and be like,
that's the most relatable thing ever. I'm sure everyone's going to be like, nodding along, being like, yes, I totally understand. 100%. Yeah. All right. So you have an incredible podcast, the Mom Curious podcast. I was a guest on it, and you have to go listen to that episode because we had too much fun on it. So I want to know, what are you most curious about right now when it comes to motherhood?
I am really curious about the different ways people live, parent, love. I find human beings so fascinating. And I think like childhood in particular, familyhood, certainly motherhood is where it all starts. And it's like fascinating to me how people build culture, the culture that they subscribe to from their childhood and what they bring into it. We were even just talking about like the difference between Brooklyn, New Jersey, like even just like the idea of like my friend who lives in Texas, like how much space she has and what that means for her. Like she has chickens, she has this like, she basically has a park on her property. Like has, like, she tours around with her comedian husband. And like, I just find like, well, I'm going to live this one life and it's going to be great. It's going to be to the best of my ability. But there are so many different ways to live life. And I want to give a mic to all of those ways, particularly if we talk about a modern mom prob, particularly because I find people to be extremely judgmental.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, of women, even if you are a woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm not exempt from that experience. Like, of course I'm a human being, and so I can be judgmental, but I think the opposite of judgmental is curious.
Yeah, totally. It is.
I think I'm just curious about the way people live, mostly when it's different to me, but sometimes when it's the same,
Yeah, no, totally. I think that's a really big part of being a podcaster is because here we are, if we sit in this seat, right? I'm sitting in this seat, you're sitting in that seat. And like, I want to learn more about you. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your lifestyle. I want to hear your insights and all of those types of things. So podcasters, I think the best podcasters, and I'm putting both of us in that category. I think the best podcasters are the ones that are curious about other people. And they're not just the ones that are waiting to talk and waiting to tell their own stories. It's like, tell me about you. Like, I want to know your thing. Like, people could hear my story all the time. Like, I'm always here. Like, you don't want to hear me. You want to hear from.
I do. I do. And
you
like
did.
Everyone to listen to your story. On
the Mom Curious podcast.
I find it fascinating, but I hear you. You're like, I said it already. Let's pass the mic.
Yes,
the proverbial circle.
Yeah, the proverbial podcast circle. Yeah. That's what it is. It's like I enjoy people so much, and I enjoy learning from people, and I enjoy hearing their stories and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm so with you about that, and I think the curiosity really is a way to combat judgment? 9 times out of 10, when I ask the question that I'm going to ask you at the end of this episode, but I'm not there yet, is when I ask people about what the biggest modern mom problem is, so many of them say social media comparison.
Right.
And that is wrapped up into judgment, because it's judgment of yourself, it's judgment of other people. And so you'll have time to answer that question later, but we could pick that apart a little bit now. Is the curiosity I see as the antidote to the judgment.
Yeah, I think that I love social media to the point where like I will scroll on social media more than I'll watch television, and I'm an actor. Like that's not really a good place for me to just be numbing out on. But I enjoy it. I enjoy people's opinions. I enjoy a little peek into their life, even if it's curated, even if I know it's curated, I like it. But what I noticed was, I felt that judgment of myself, certainly in the pandemic. And I felt that isolation. And I also felt like I was being sold to all the time. I was told that there were problems that may or may not have existed in my life. One of those problems being like, oh, your husband doesn't do anything. And here are 5 things you should tell him so that he wises up. And I'd be like, yes, that's true. You said it was, But and then I turn over and he's doing all those things, But, I found that people were using these social media platforms to build their own, like you said, hear their own selves, build their own brands. And I respect that on some level. I do respect that on some level, but, art creates society. Culture, is greatly impacted by social media. And I really found that we were creating a mom culture where we felt bad about ourselves for having a mess of a home. We felt bad about ourselves, certainly for yelling at our kids or for not having non-toxic, diapers or whatever it was. But the truth is, most of those people who you were watching were A, very entertaining and talented, but B, probably selling those diapers and those cleaning supplies and whatever book they wanted to sell. And don't get me wrong. Part of the reason why I loved my conversation with you on Mom Curious was that you were like, this is my job. I'm a content creator and I take this job seriously. I think there is a space for people like you who are doing it with your full heart. But I wanted to give the mic to people like that who are willing to be honest, who are willing to shed light on some of the stuff that we don't talk about. You talked about your IVF journey. You talked about having one kid. You talked about, your childhood and how you're, putting your best foot forward today. I love long form content for that. Sometimes I'll talk to these influencers and you realize of course they're selling a product. You have to pay your bills. Of course. Right. That's good. I would like very much to be sponsored by Parallel, but very much.
Yes.
But the long form of it offered so much more detail, so much more. Oh, that's why you are this. Oh, this is where you come from. And I can relate to that. And that's a totally different life experience. And I think that helped me as a mom understand myself better.
Yes.
And that was what I was hoping for. That's what I continue to hope for my audience, is that they through accepting of others, they can start to accept themselves. There are people who have gone through really hard stuff and managed to be really strong leaders in their communities and good, kind parents. And I really respect it. And I find a lot of inspiration from it. So if I do, I have to assume the audience does too.
Yeah, I would hope so. I agree 1,000% with the long form. I love long form. I love 45-minute conversations, hour conversations with my friends and with experts and with my friends who are experts and all of those things, because then you're able to like properly tell a story. And I don't know if we covered this. I don't remember if we covered this on your show. It's like, in my opinion, you can't do justice to a story like an infertility story or a story about loss with a 15-second reel. Like, I just can't give it the gravitas that it really would need in 15 seconds versus in a 45-minute conversation about something. So I'm super, super grateful that long form exists, that we could have these types of conversations. Someone had said to me the other day, and it's funny because sometimes like you don't see yourself, you have to like take yourself out of yourself to like understand something. I'll explain what I mean here. Someone was asking about my background and I was like, well, I used to work at Nickelodeon and I worked in social media at Nickelodeon, left there, had my son. Even before I worked at Nickelodeon, I worked in TV production. So I was on sets from the age of 19 all the way on. And so I was explaining to someone about my work background and they were like, so Tara, like, this is essentially 25 years in the making. And I was like, yes, it is. So they're like, this isn't like an overnight thing. And I'm like, no, it actually isn't. Like, what I do now is what I would have imagined that I would be doing when I was 18 years old, and we were like, picture like what you want to be doing. It's like, it's actually what I'm doing right now, plus or minus.
Yes.
And I was explaining to somebody, like, I wasn't an overnight sensation dancing in my kitchen on TikTok during the pandemic. That actually was not my path, right? Then kudos for the people who absolutely popped off and that was their path. Yeah. That was just not my path. Like, my path was 25 years in TV production and social media and all of that kind of stuff in the making. And so here we are today talking about that kind of stuff. And sometimes like you don't think about yourself until you like either share that story or like, that's what I'm saying about, you have to like sort of like take yourself out of yourself to like really properly like see it. But for the people that don't know, like, yeah, like I'm a 25-year media professional in what I do. Yes. And people don't necessarily think that because like maybe I was making memes or silly jokes or whatever it happens to be.
Well, I think like the thing, first of all, I love, you did mention that on Mom Curious, like different, but yes. And I love that because, we know each other through Neha Rush, and she also talks about, she's a huge success now, a thought leader, as she should be, a best-selling author. And she talks about how like that wasn't an overnight thing, Mm-hmm. I think it's worth mentioning that also social media requires quite a lot of intention. Mm-hmm. One of the other guests I had recently was Caitlin Murray of Big Time Adulting.
Oh, yeah, she's amazing. Yeah.
She writes every bit of content. And to me, it looks so off the cuff. It looks like she just like picked it up and, oh my gosh. And that's what a meme ought to do. Like, Tara, you knew that. You knew you would think these things through, that it was artfully done. And what it looked like was like you were passing notes to a friend in class. Yeah. What it looked and felt like was like you had just thought this thing and you had to tell me. Mm-hmm. But that, in fact, is not the case. It's a really thought out process. And so knowing this now as a creator myself, I respect the game. I really do. And I do think people are more transparent about that than they were, 5 years ago, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just a little more media literate, but I really took what people were saying. This is a marketing tool. Like you said, like 15 seconds of an IVF story is an ad for the YouTube video.
Yes, right. Exactly.
Social media is a marketing tool. And it's important for us to remember that it's a marketing tool, and that these long form conversations are where you get the meat and potatoes of what a person is really about.
Yeah, absolutely. 1,000%. you've had so many amazing guests on your show, whether it's Caitlin or Tina, like so many people, like what are some of the best life lessons that you've picked up from your guests?
Oh man.
It can be life lessons, parenting advice, any of those things.
Well, I'm going to call myself out because the mission was to offer the many different ways of being a mother. And I knew that I was sort of casting a wide net. I have a friend who's a non-binary mother. I have a friend who's a single mother by choice. I knew that's what I wanted to say. And man, oh man, did I say it. I'm just saying that I proved my own point. And the point is that you can have a child via IVF or an oopsies baby or a sperm donor or a surrogate or adoption or through foster care. You can help raise your nephews. You cannot be a mother at all and have mothered quite a lot in your life.
Yeah.
You can be a devoutly religious person or totally secular. And I celebrate you. That's what I've learned is that you got to do you.
Yeah.
You talked about having one child, one and done. And you were like, we are doing us and we are doing us so good.
Yeah. And that worked for our family. It may not work for other families, but in our individual, cute little nuclear family, that's what works for us. And we're thriving doing that. And I don't know what would have happened if we had pursued other things where we wanted more children or, whatever it would happen to be. So we just had to do what was right for us. And I'm so glad and grateful that we did and that it worked out the way it did.
I think most people who really listen to themselves feel that way. I think a lot of times society, maybe parents, maybe, maybe religion, maybe secularism, whatever it is, has a lot of say in the way we ought to live our lives. And we have an intuition, they don't call mother's intuition, strong for nothing. We have an intuition on what is really right for us, what we can handle, what we cannot handle. I have a friend, a Tony Award nominated actress who tied her tubes at 30 years old. She's a good friend of mine and loves my children and is an amazing babysitter and friend, great with kids, and doesn't want any for herself because that is her life path. And I just, back to the curiosity versus judgment of it all, I think we have so many options. I mean, sometimes it can get a little tricky when people are talking about abortion and all of that. And I try to stay out of politics, although whatever, it is a part of life. But we do have quite a lot of options at our disposal, even outside of that conversation, if we want to be outside of it. But and we ought to take them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My friend who raises her child solo, she got on mic and let everyone know, go for it. If you don't find someone to make a baby with, guess what? You can go to that refrigerator right there. There's a book with personalities and backgrounds,
all the attributes.
And you can have your baby. I actually am so moved by, as moved as I am by people like my friend Caitlin, who tied her tubes. Her name is what is her last name? That was so weird that I just forgot it. Anyway, I'll remember one second.
You know, it's going to be the end of the interview. Be like, oh yeah, that's what her, and go see her on the show.
So weird of me. That was so weird. Well, okay. As impressed as I am for her being counterculture in that way, like there are people that I know with 6 children, and also people think they're crazy. Why? Caitlin Kinnunen.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Guest. She was in The Prom on Broadway, and she got a Tony nomination for that. She's so talented.
Amazing.
And that is what she's, put on earth to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it's really amazing to me how badly people do want to be mothers. Sarah Strimo Bentley, she had breast cancer, and the radiation made it so that she couldn't have children. So they had 2 embryos on ice. She tells the story of how one of those embryos did not make it, and the other one is nearly 2 years old. And his name is Vance, and he was born via surrogacy. He was in studio while we recorded. And I just think, isn't that amazing how badly people want to be parents? And it tells me a little bit about how precious my life is. Yours, Tara. Like, I'm an adult, and I was brought to this earth with like a desire, with like someone wanted me here, something greater, but also it's an amazing thing to grapple with when you see parents who are, who go through adoption, which can be a really hard road, or fostering. And you're like, wow, people really want to bring life into the world and also nurture life. And this life is precious.
Yeah.
My life is precious. Your life is precious,
It's true. It's true. It's a lot to think about. My mom always would remind me of of the fact that like they got married because of me. And so she would always remind me of that. When I was little, I was like, cool, thanks. But I feel like that was like an 80s thing, a very 80s thing to remind.
I think my parents stayed together for the children. Please don't do that. Just for the record. Don't do that. It's not sound advice. But I think sometimes I think about like Oprah.
Yeah.
She tells the story of like how her mother got knocked up under a tree. And I'm not sure if it was consensual or not. I don't know, but it didn't, they were not together. They were never together. She had a very hard upbringing, but like she made a huge difference in this world.
Yeah.
Something wanted Oprah Winfrey here.
Yes. Yes. You just gave me chills, Dan. I literally just got chills when you said that.
But you see that's that. But I said that because of your story of how Tara Clark got here. The oopsies baby who like, okay, your parents had to get married for you.
For me.
But that's how bad, that's how important each and every one of us are.
Yeah.
No, particularly to our children, that's for sure.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Oprah didn't have any kids.
No.
Did you notice that? Because she had a calling. She mothered the shit. She did. She mothered the shit out of America. She really fucking did.
She's still doing it.
She's still doing it. She's a podcaster now.
Yeah.
I could not believe when I saw that Oprah Winfrey is a podcaster now. I was like, me and you, Oprah? Okay.
I know. Right. We're doing the same things.
Yeah.
And Dr. Rachel Goldman, she was on the Oprah podcast. I was like, go, Rachel, go.
Oh, I don't know her, but if she's your friend, then go, Rachel, go.
Oh my God. Go, Rachel, go. Yeah, she lives in the city. I'll introduce you. She's, I want to say she's in the Village, but I could be making that up. But she's in Manhattan, I promise you. And
okay, well,
Rachel's
if she's in Manhattan, I'm going to have to go to her because you know how Manhattanites do not want to come to Brooklyn. You know it. You know they don't.
I do know it. Actually, Rachel has a book coming out called When Life Happens. She's a psychologist. I'm gonna hook you guys up because she is lovely and she was on Oprah. So we're 1 degree away from Oprah through Rachel.
So was Neha.
Yes.
But we're closer than 1 degree because we're podcasters like Oprah. I grew up watching Ricky Lake and all of those shows. So I'm like,
yeah,
I am Ricky Lake.
yeah, you are Ricky Lake.
But ditto you.
Yeah.
Are you Jerry Springer? Is that what's going on over there?
Maybe I'm Maury. Maybe I'm Maury.
You're so Maury. Oh my God, Tara, you are Maury Povich. My friend works for Maury Povich. I think he's a nice guy.
I think he seems nice.
He seems nice. Ricky's doing great.
She is actually, though.
Great. I know.
She does. She looks amazing.
Lives in Manhattan now. After her house got burned up.
Oh, that was really sad.
In California. So sad.
That was really sad.
Keeping tabs on Ricky Lake.
I love that for us.
I love that for us.
I do.
One degree removed, only because we're
hosts.
We are now hosts.
I love hosting, though. It's literally my favorite thing. Going back to the curiosity thing, I love it. I love talking to people. I love listening. I love getting your insight. I love all of those kinds of things. Like, what is your favorite thing about hosting the pod?
Oh, I really do love it, actually. As much as I make fun of myself. I will say that as much as I'm down on social media, look at this technology. I'm sitting in my office and having like a really fun conversation with you that will be broadcast to,
it's crazy
people. That is incredible. And to not take that opportunity, if you have something to say, something important, something good, something nurturing, something that can make mothers feel a little less alone, I think it's incredible that you do it, Tara. I think it really is that you use all of your media smarts and prowess for this community is like so meaningful to me. And then I get to meet people like you and actually be friends with people like you. And like, I love women.
I do too. And I love you because when you were talking about me, I was like, no, she's talking about herself because you're doing all of the same stuff on your pod. Like, what is one piece of encouragement that you would give a modern mom right now who's listening to your pod, who feels alone, she feels isolated, she feels like there's just like too much stuff, I can't handle all of this? What's one piece of encouragement you would give her?
If possible, can you lean on community? I think maybe our well-meaning individualistic society has, by accident, told us we could do more than we can or should. And I think on some level that makes many of us feel like superwomen. And maybe you are. But if possible, can you lean on community to pick up your kid and so that you could have a coffee with a friend or get a pedicure? Or can you let community care for you so that you could care for you because you matter too?
I love that. That is such a good piece. That is such a good piece of advice. That right there might be the video clip for this podcast episode. You always got to be thinking from a producer's mindset.
Love it. I love that brain gears.
So I'm going to ask you my next question, which I referred to earlier, but I ask everybody, what do you think is the biggest modern mom problem right now?
I mentioned judgment. Mm-hmm. And I did also mention that we are a pretty individualistic society, but you taught me how lonely moms can be. That's one of your
one of my top 10.
It's one of your top 10. And I agree.
Yeah.
I think that judgment of ourselves and others, I think that individualism that we're told is somehow noble is causing a lot of loneliness. And we're just not meant to do it alone. So if this podcast or Mom Curious podcast, or there are incredible channels on social media or groups online, but if a church, it means something to you, or a community center, we're not supposed to be doing motherhood alone. I'd say, like, we got to have more of these conversations more often.
We really do. I mean, that's how I started all of this in the first place. As I shared with you on the show, I was living in New York City. I had my son. I didn't have any friends or mom friends. And I was looking to connect with people. Every day we would go to Central Park and walk and walk and walk and walk. I was probably walking like 20,000 steps a day, which was amazing for health, but maybe not great for mental health. But I was just trying to like meet other mom friends, connect with other people. And eventually that's how the Modern Mom Probs community started, was by just sort of throwing a joke or throwing a story out there and seeing what would stick and seeing if people would respond or what would resonate with people. And people were like, yeah, that does resonate with me. I'm like, phew, oh, thank goodness. Now I'm making friends. So I was able to create the village that I didn't have. Yeah. And I think that advice, what you said, is like community is so important.
Yeah. I have been leaning on community a lot recently. My sister recently passed away, and she's just the most amazing sister and mother to her 2 little girls. And I've allowed myself to be taken care of by community. And there are moments where I think, oh, why have I been doing this the whole time?
You're like, I could have been doing this. I'm so sorry about your sister. She so gorgeous. Just a beautiful person. Just
a beautiful, gorgeous, luminous human being. Her name is Daniella Rabbani Rappaporte. And if I may, I'm dedicating my show, but really everything, to my sister, because she's the one who, she's the one who I fell in love with first. The first woman, I was like, oh my gosh. There are friends like this in the world. There are sisters like this in the world who are so totally different from me. And I could love her with every fiber of my being. And we could be supportive to each other. Wow. I got to share this. Yeah. So I'm sharing her name and actually her kindness. If I ask people if they could do an act of kindness in her honor today, because she's not on this earth anymore doing her sweetness. She's not calling my parents or hosting dinners or hugging our kids and advocating for them. If you can do one bit of kindness in her honor and make the world a little bit more gorgeous and beautiful and warm and inviting the way she did, I would be so grateful.
I'm so grateful for you. This episode is dedicated to her. I have chills again. It's the second time you gave me chills. I'm almost like going to cry. I'm going to continue to spread kindness and joy and love on her behalf.
Thank you so much for everything you do, Tara. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful for you. I'm giving you a hug through the...
Thank you.
I wish I really could. She was a light, an absolute light. And we're going to keep that light alive through her memory and through her children.
So important. I believe it. Yeah. I believe it.
It absolutely is the case. Absolutely is the case. Dan, tell everyone where we could listen to the podcast, where we can follow you, where we could see you have the most gorgeous singing voice, where we could listen to you sing, where we could see you act, all of the things. Tell me all of the things.
You can follow me at Daniella Rabbani on Instagram. We've really plugged that app so many times. Meta.
I know. We should get a VIG.
Although you're very big on Threads.
I love
Threads. To get me on there, and I'm like,
I told you I love Threads. Is anybody here? I love Threads.
I'm not really on Threads, but if you want to follow me there, Tara's gonna mentor my little book.
I will amplify any messages that you have on Threads.
Very kind. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I said it last time. I'm going to do at least one today. But at Daniella Rabbani, and you can follow Mom Curious wherever you listen to podcasts. Tara she's on the second episode of season 5. She's amazing. She's so honest, so inspiring. And it's an honor to have guests like you. Really, I really mean it. And to be in community with you. So friends, thanks.
Love you.
Can't wait to meet you.
Friends forever. BBF.
Thank you.
I adore you so much. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for sharing your insights. Thank you for sharing your light. Thank you for sharing your sister's light. I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Modern Mom Probs. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive in today's problem with me, your host, Tara Clark. Join me next time when I'll be interviewing another great guest and tackling another modern mom problem. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review and a rating. As always, you could head over to Modern Mom Probs on Instagram and give me a follow, or check out my book, Modern Mom Probs, A Survival Guide for 21st Century Mothers, available online wherever books are sold. Well, that's it for today. See you next time, folks.
Family movie night just got easier with Fandango. Reserve seats in advance, skip the lines, and even cancel if plans change. Plus, with Fandango's fan club, save on every trip to the movies. Want to stay in? With Fandango at home, you can stream your family favorites right from the couch. Whether it's a weekend outing or a cozy night in, Fandango makes movie magic simple for the whole family. Download the Fandango and Fandango at Home app today.
I was unskilled, and you trained me.
I was forgotten, and you reached out to me.
I was fatherless, and you nurtured me.
I was broken, and you mended me.
As Jesus says, whatever you do for the least of these, you do unto me. Support a child in His name through Compassion International at compassion.com/unto me.
Holidays feeling hectic? Pillsbury is here to lend a hand. Roll out some magic with cookies, crescents, crusts, and more, fresh from the oven. 'Tis the season for big smiles and easy wins with Pillsbury.
When you pass down a case knife, you're passing down over 135 years of American craftsmanship. Over 135 years of makers making for makers. Of building calluses next to skyscrapers and getting your hands dirty for a clean finish. So give them a leg up by teaching them to keep their hands sharp so they can cut through any challenge every day for generations to come. Case Knives, every day capable. Made by the good people of Bradford, Pennsylvania. Visit CaseKnives.com today.
Oh, hey, Mike, we just got another 5-star review. I can't believe I got my order so fast.
Oh, nice.
Oh, here's another one. Easiest exchange ever. Loyal customer for life.
Now that's what I'm talking about, boss.
Mike, we've gotten more rave reviews in the last 2 months than we ever have. What are we doing differently?
Well, our order fulfillment needed an upgrade, so I've been trying out ShipStation with their 60-day free trial.
Well, with reviews like these, I'm sold.
Me too. ShipStation automates everything all in one place. They're way more comprehensive than the other solutions I was considering.
Oh, look at this. Our spend went down too.
Oh, that's because ShipStation's rate browser compares over 200 carriers to ensure we get the best rates, up to 90% off.
Nice work. We needed this upgrade with how fast we're growing.
Upgrade to ShipStation today and get a 60-day free trial with unlimited access to all features at ShipStation.com with code AUDIO.